Hello and welcome to the Ticket Stub, your favorite place for movie news and reviews. My name is Connor. I'm one of the hosts of the show. We are live, as always, in the Lone Star Community Studio. We are brought to you by Movie Tavern. Movies never
Community
tasted.
Studio?
Lone Star Community Radio Studio?
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad, dude. Brought to you by Movie Tavern. Movies never tasted so good. The voice you just heard was one of the co-hosts of the show, Dick Schistler. How you doing?
Doing good.
All right, we're here with Chris Appel.
I'm doing great, trying to get Facebook Live all tweeted out so anybody can
We are
join
live.
us live.
We are live.
Well, he's trying to tweet the
Well, I'm
link to the
trying to
live.
tweet it.
All right.
So
We're
people can see
live
us.
on Facebook. Are we live on YouTube as well?
Yeah.
Man, check us out. As always, you can find us on 104.1, 104.5, and 106.1 FM in the Conroe area, worldwide on irlonestar.com. You can go to irlonestar.com/TTS for information about the show. Make sure you are liking and subscribing our podcast, Twitter, @the_Ticket Stub, Facebook page, and YouTube, which are the Ticket Stub podcast, if you want to watch us live every Thursday at noon.
Just so you know, Chris, it auto tweets it.
It does auto-tweet it?
Yeah.
Well,
Chris-
you know, you can never do it too much.
well, I
right?
think that might not be true. I'm not sure that you could do it too much, but Chris,
It's not harassing anybody.
Chris runs our Twitter, so he does a great job with that. But if you're hearing this right now, maybe go ahead and log on to Facebook. Check us out live. We've got a lot of things to do today. We're going to talk about Eat, Pray, Love, which is going to be our group rewind on the 31st. And
Yes.
what we're going to do today, this is Dick's
Mhm.
idea. I kind of like this. We're going to do predictions. None of us have seen it. We're going to talk about what we think Eat, Pray, Love is going to be about.
Yeah.
And I think Chris is excited to talk about what he's come to the table with.
Can't believe
Yeah.
You can't believe what?
this is. I'm really excited about this movie.
Yeah, super
I already have a date planned out.
Oh, a date night to
Date
watch
night.
it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You're going to make Holly watch it with you?
Yeah.
She's probably pumped, though.
Yeah.
Maybe so. I haven't decided. I haven't picked the day on the calendar yet. I haven't penciled in exactly when I'm going to watch it.
Oh, I'm not watching it by myself.
Oh, you're not?
No.
No way?
No.
You're going to make someone else suffer with you?
Yep.
Okay, well,
Yep.
that's good.
Mhm.
So we're going to do that. Eat, Pray, Love, plot predictions. We're going to rewind the movies that we've seen over the last week. We're going to do a grand ticket giveaway. We're also going to do a Tastefest giveaway. Tastefest is coming here in what's the actual date for it?
It is June 7th, I believe. It's a Thursday, the first Thursday of June, and I believe it's from 5:30 to 8:30.
Okay.
And the ticket value is $50 for both tickets, and you get each ticket gets 2 adult beverages included, and it's basically all you can eat local Conroe, Montgomery County restaurants. You do have to be in the area to win the tickets. So if you're listening from another country right now, I'm sorry, but this is an annual event we gave away from last
Unless you
year.
want to fly in. If you
Yeah,
want to fly
they
in,
Fly in for
The-
Tastefest.
The value
but
starts to offset when you start considering a plane ticket versus
Yeah.
the $50 value.
we do want to say thank you to the Lake Conroe Chamber of Commerce for giving us those tickets to give away.
Yes, thank you. So the way that you can win those tickets, we'll talk about the grand ticket giveaway a little later on. But the way you can do that is you can comment or message on the Facebook and YouTube Live. Okay, so comment, message on the Facebook, YouTube Live. Let us know something you love about the show, and we'll draw from the pot or the pool of people that do that. And like I said, as always, we'll do a grand ticket giveaway later in the show. And one thing I did want to mention is that on iTunes and all of the different podcast options, you can leave reviews or ratings or things like that. We haven't really talked about that much, but I would love if some of the listeners would take a minute to do that. Doesn't take very much. I think that helps kind of get us a little bit more visible on those platforms when you start to have more ratings, reviews, things like that. So if anybody wants to do that, we would love and appreciate it very much. So got a lot of great things coming. Eat, pray, love. Chris, do you want to go first or do you want to wait a little bit?
Sure, I can.
All right,
I
so
can.
we're gonna talk about what we think. I'm calling it EPL, okay? Eat, Pray, Love. We're gonna talk about what we think EPL is about, maybe potential plot points, maybe what the movie contains, hopes, dreams
Yeah.
for this movie. Chris, what do you got?
Well, I know I wasn't supposed to look up anything about this, okay? But
Did you cheat?
I don't know. Well, you can decide for yourself.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I was reading and I found the synopsis on imdbdsm.com. And
What?
yeah. And
Okay.
so basically this is what I found. Eat, Pray, Love is a story about a 12th century vampire named Morticia, who's played by Julia Roberts, who has been resurrected by the devil to eat and prey on the flesh of young lovers in present-day Manhattan. But hot on her trail is Dr. Peter Van Helsing, who's played by Christopher Walken, who has been chosen by...
Is Christopher Walken in this movie?
He is. He's been
Wow.
chosen by the council. I don't know, it just says the council in quotes.
Chris, what is this?
To vanquish all vampires. So Van Helsing is able to accomplish this by confusing them with the unusual tone and rhythm of his speaking voice.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was looking at.
I don't think that's what this movie's about.
Well, you'd be surprised because I went to YouTube.
Where did you find this IMDb BDSM website?
Feel free to Google it.
Yeah.
I would say it's, don't Google it at work.
Is it your homepage? Do the Chrome, no safe search or whatever?
Right. It's not. But I brought some clips I found on YouTube. Because,
Are these going to be appropriate for a PG-13 audience?
I think so. But the first one, the first one I thought was really cool. It's like the devil he gives like this big speech when he's resurrecting her.
Did they make this movie?
Well, you can decide for yourself.
Okay.
So I gave the clip. So this is the first clip of the devil's speech while he's resurrecting.
On Eat, Pray, Love, IMDb, DSM.
Right.
Okay.
Come gather round,
Is this you?
ghastly beasts of hell. Tonight we dine on the flesh of the living. By the power of this mighty demon sword, I summon fangs as sharp as daggers, teeth 100 strong, and a mouth as big as a Blu-ray disc. Hear me now, Morticia, as I plunge this mighty sword into the dirt, piercing 3 feet below hellfire. Awaken, vampire! Awaken, demon! Go forth with your Cheshire Cat grin and eat and prey on the flesh of young lovers!
See, wasn't that a good speech?
Man, that's Oscar
That was really good, really good. Okay, but quickly.
Are you bored?
Hey, look, this is what Eat, Pray, Love, I believe it will be about. But the second one,
y'all need to watch live to see see our reactions to these clips. Oh, there's another one. Hopefully it's longer. That's the only thing I can hope.
It's not longer. It's very quick. But this is the final confrontation between Julia Roberts, Morticia, and Van Helsing of Christopher Walken.
Okay. Oh, so you play both parts in this?
I'm not doing any of this. I found this on YouTube.
I like this royalty-free background music.
Morticia, we meet again.
Oh no, Dr. Van Helsing, how did you find me?
It was too easy. Now I'm going to vanquish you, your demon smile, back to hell, from which you came.
Is that a question? Oh, you have confused me with the rhythm and tone of your speaking voice. I am vanquished. Oh. I'm sorry. I'll let y'all go ahead. Someone else can go now.
Are you done?
I'm done.
You're going to end? There's no final word?
Yeah, that is the final word.
What's going on, man?
This is what I
Chris,
thought.
let's talk. Let's talk.
This is what the movie I think it should be about.
Again, you surprise me every single time.
Yeah. What? So that is okay.
That is what.
Did you actually find this little plot summary online, or did you entirely make that up too?
I entirely made
it. Okay.
Yeah, but that's what it should be about. That's what this segment is about. What we think it should be about.
This is where we need that quote, that Will Ferrell SNL where he's Celebrity Jeopardy, and the show has reached a new low. Okay, well, the one thing that we can say, Chris, is that you spend the time outside of studio to prep. Okay,
you try hard.
You try most effort award for this for the ticket stuff.
But wouldn't that be a great movie though?
Okay,
it'd be much better than what we're probably watching.
It would be good if you filmed it with you voicing and acting all the parts. That's what I would like next.
Okay.
Or you could get that dude from the Grand who you did that one little 1 minute thing with. The manager you have, he could star in it as well. He could play Julia Roberts maybe.
Oh yeah.
But man, okay. Well, Dick.
Dick doesn't look too happy.
Dick looks confused, I think.
I'm just trying to follow up on some social media stuff.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, glad you're all engaged as always.
Yeah. Well, you know, I do things behind the curtain.
I forgot that you also do things. Yeah. Well, Chris does things too.
I had to play those awful clips.
He produces one-act plays in his office when he's not.
Well, Eat, Pray, Love. I remember seeing the trailer for it, and I got it for some reason. I got it mixed up with Mona Lisa Smiles because she's like Julia Roberts somehow
she rattled off like a solid couple of years.
It was a good period of like 5 to 10 years of Julia Roberts. All the movies seemed the same.
What did you call her? Magical or something? Was that Julia Roberts?
That was Sandra Bullock.
Oh, that's Sandra Bullock. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah, those two get confused in my mind.
Yeah.
But I remember seeing the trailer a long time ago, and the one thing I remember is she goes on an inspirational journey, which I think what's going to happen when I watch it, it's going to be masked in all of her abuse and things she does to people. And she's
abusing people.
Well, it's kind of like one of those movies that you become selfish. That's the whole premise. Like, you need to do something for yourself. Like, you work too hard. And so she basically forgets all her friends, forgets all her commitments, everything that she's obligated to do. She's like, I'm over it. I'm leaving the country. See you later. And so I think she's probably going to leave a kid behind.
Oh,
you know, all that crazy stuff.
An orphan.
Well, no,
sorry.
I always joke around with movies.
Sorry,
like,
but I've got to take care of myself.
Well, I always joke
You're
around
13
with movies like that, because there's a couple movies once a year. It's like, change your life, go on a walkabout.
Mhm.
But then it's like, what about all those people who depended on you, and all those bills you had to pay, and all that, you know, those things
like Under the Tuscan Sun.
Yes,
You know, that kind of stuff.
I never saw that one. Was it about vampires?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's got Diane
They
Lane.
can't.
though.
Yeah, that's a good title for a vampire movie, though.
Ooh, yeah.
But no, I think the movie's it's gonna be her just going and it's going out to India, and she's gonna have the most, you know, remarkable experience. Then she's never
It's
gonna
gonna be
get
magical.
She's never gonna get robbed.
Okay.
She's never gonna go to like a bad part of India.
What if it was like realistic version of like a beautiful white woman goes to India with no other friends or something like that, and it's just like her getting like stuck, held
Whoa,
up.
you're going down a dark road there.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't mean it like that.
Yeah, I think it's called Taken, right?
Oh,
that's
yeah.
I think that's the movie.
But she doesn't have the Liam Neeson.
She gets strapped up to heroin and she's sold in the sex trade.
Yeah, but it's like the realistic version of that, where that's just like her the rest of her life is like that. I was wondering, what if the love section gets like super graphic? I don't know if it's gonna go that way. I don't really know.
What's funny is, you know who's in this movie you wouldn't think it's in this movie?
Christopher Walken as Van
No,
Helsing.
James Franco.
Oh,
It's gonna, yeah, because
is he the orphan child that she leaves behind?
no. The only reason I know is I reserved the movie on the local library, and it said who's in the movie, you know, because you're doing it. I was like, James Franco's in this movie? This movie's like 15 years old. So I don't know. Maybe he's the boy toy.
Oh, maybe. Or she like runs into him in India and has like
probably
a.
is, yeah.
I bet so.
I bet you.
I don't know. I'm very caught up on the fact that it's called Eat, Pray, Love. Like, will there be
Well, it's
three
based
acts?
off a book.
Okay.
So it's probably some type of new age.
New age.
Well, like it's one of those spiritual guides. Like, this is how you center your life.
Did Oprah love this book? That would tell me a
Probably.
lot. If Oprah loved this book, then
Yeah.
that tells me a lot that I need to know. I think I remember a scene of Julia Roberts riding an elephant. So she's in India. Is that right?
That's why I remember she goes
Yeah.
somewhere completely different.
Or
So-
or to Morticia's house or whatever.
Yeah.
I can't keep those all straight. Breakup scene has to start with
yeah.
a breakup scene, right?
And it's probably her breaking up, leaving, and she's selfish and
No, see,
undeserving of any happiness.
I think it's the other way. I think she like her life seems like it's all together, and then the boyfriend who was never really that good for her and none of her friends really liked, he breaks up with her, and then her life falls apart, and she has to go on this journey of self-discovery where
Why does
everything.
it have to be a guy breaking up with her?
Because that's a trope in movies.
I know it is, but
Well, that's
I forgot. Chris, you're so progressive. I forgot. Ocean's 8's the greatest movie
Maybe
of the
she
summer.
maybe she lost her job.
Oh, maybe so.
Or something.
Well, something happens. Of course, something happens.
And her boyfriend broke up with her, probably.
Yeah.
Or maybe she's just a strong, independent woman who
Or
wants to go on
maybe-
travel and adventure.
Or maybe she broke up with him. She's like, I'm over this stuff. The routine's getting to
you're
me,
holding
man.
me back.
Or
man.
maybe he was murdered.
Oh,
We don't know that.
and she goes on a
There's a
on
couple-
a journey to solve
there are-
and find the killer.
That would be a great segment for a future show. Is like what five subplots happen that were just out of control, like kind of like a Bridge to Terabithia. I don't know if you ever seen that kids movie,
A long time ago.
but the girl dies like randomly 3/4 into the movie, and you're like, wait a second, what? And she died like a horrible death. There's a bridge, and they keep jumping over it, and she falls in the
And it goes to
water.
Terabithia.
And she like basically her head beat against rocks and the
Oh my goodness.
yeah, like crazy stuff.
Sorry,
And it was a kids movie. I was like, that's a wild turn.
kids need to learn.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know why she goes to India. I don't know what happens. Maybe it's a journey of self-discovery. Maybe it's solving a murder. Maybe it's to feast on the flesh of the mortals who deserve.
Hey, it could be any one of those.
Do you-
Yeah.
do you-
They're all just as valid of an option as the other.
you could say that Julia Roberts movies have a formula. And do you think when
A
she
squared plus B squared equals
well, I mean,
C
it's
squared.
kind of like she's a smart lady and actress wise. So she chooses the movies that make her look the best as a person. So because people really identify, like, oh, that actor becomes that character and they love that character. Because there's even stuff where it was like the Marvel comic people were having trouble because people were like blaming the Thanos guy for killing everybody. Spoiler alert. And it was but I mean, it's just one of those things where like they actually thought he was the one doing it, and it's like, I hate you, and all this.
People are stupid.
Yeah,
it's a movie. I imagine. Okay, so real quick, and then we got to go to our first break. Let's pre-rate this movie on a scale of 1 to 10. As far as like, what do you think you're gonna think about it after you watch it, Chris?
2
out of 10.
Yeah.
All right, Dick.
I think it's gonna be up there on the 10 level. I want to enjoy it so much.
Wow.
And it's gonna be the crappiest movie of 2018 I'm gonna watch.
Okay, so
does it have good reviews? Do we know that? Or
well, that's actually where I was getting to the formula of Julia Roberts, because you would say like classic Julia Roberts movie, Pretty Woman. Like, that's like everyone knows that movie, everyone sees that movie. I've seen it, but when did it happen to her where it's like, oh, we don't like you anymore? Because her movies are all kind of the same, kind of.
Maybe she just, I don't know, pretty actress, starts to age a little bit. There's kind of the in between where she's not really playing like the older woman roles yet.
To be honest with you, I think it was her choice. I mean, I don't think she looks that much different than she ever has. Really,
well,
I think she's still holding together.
Yeah, when Gal Gadot starts coming around.
When was her last big movie?
I don't know. I've stayed away from IMDbing her because I was trying not to find out about Eat, Pray, Love.
Because I can't really. The only movie I remember last time seeing her in was like Ocean's 12. Was like,
oh yeah,
she was in it for a little bit.
The Ocean's ones might have been some of the last ones that she was in.
I'm probably missing. Like, was she in TV? Because I don't watch any TV, so
I don't think
so either. Well, I put 4 out of 10. That's gonna be my guess. So Chris 2 out of 10, Dick 10 out of 10. I'm 4 out of 10.
10 out of 10 totally.
So we'll save those
on the Dick scale.
Yeah, we'll come back to it. We'll come back to it later when we watch the movie, and then we'll evaluate, see how we did on the predictions. All right, we need to go to break. When we come back, we are going to rewind the movies that we've seen over the last week. Later on the show, we're going to give away tickets to the Grand Theater, and we're going to play a game called Short Synopsis.
And Tastefest.
And I was about to say Tastefest. Make sure that if you're watching live or YouTube live, or just if you see the videos on YouTube or Facebook, comment on those for a chance to win 2 tickets to Tastefest, $50 value. As always, we're brought to you by Movie Tavern. Movies never tasted so good. We'll be right back on the Ticket Stub.
The Ticket Stub is brought to you in part by Movie Tavern, with 2 locations serving the greater Houston area. 18359 Tomball Parkway, just north of Willowbrook Mall, and 9630 FM 1960 Bypass West, across from Deerbrook Mall. Is sponsored by Movie Tavern. Movie Tavern. Movies never tasted so good.
Hey guys, this is Connor.
This is Dick.
This is Chris.
And we're with the Ticket Stub podcast every Thursday live at noon on 104.5 and 106.1 FM in the Conroe area. Also, anytime at irlonestar.com. You go to irlonestar.com/TTS. You can find all of our social media.
And don't forget, we give away 2 tickets to the Grand Theater on every show.
If you like movies and you like complaining or celebrating anything that has to do with the silver screen, check out the Ticket Stub podcast and join us every Thursday at noon o'clock on Lone Star Community Radio.
Does your company have needs that can be met by an employee who is dependable, hardworking, enthusiastic, motivated, cooperative, respectful, and punctual? Conroe Independent School District Special Education Department can meet your needs by connecting you with potential employees that have been preparing for a lifetime of employment. We have numerous individuals seeking paid and unpaid work experiences. If your company is interested in seeing how we can meet your business needs, call Conroe ISD Special Education Department to find the best employees for you at 936-709-7671.
Lone Star Community Radio is Montgomery County's radio station with talk, music, weather, and traffic for Montgomery County. Have a question or comment about one of our shows? Want to know how to reach a host? Just contact the station at irlonestar.com or call in and leave a message at 936-647-3776. Get involved with your community with Lone Star Community Radio.
We're back on the Ticket Stub. If you missed first segment, we did our Eat, Pray, Love plot predictions. We're going to be watching that movie on the 31st. We're doing a group rewind on May 31st. So make sure you're watching that so you can play along with the group rewind. Maybe feel free to leave some comments on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, on our YouTube live videos to let us know what you thought about the movie. Or you can call in and let us know. Dick, call-in hotline number is
936-647-3776.
And make sure you tell them it's for the ticket stub so we know what show that's for. We're going to do rewinds now. Movie Tavern. Movies never tasted so good. There we go. We're going to do our rewinds now. This is the part of the show where we talk about the movies that we have seen in the last week. Dick, let's start with you. What did you watch this week?
Watched the 1997 blockbuster, The Postman.
Oh,
Yeah, you can stream it on HBO right now. Dedicate 3 hours of your life to this excellent movie because it is awful.
Is it 3 hours long?
It's 2 hours and 57 minutes.
Oh, so it's not even close. Yeah.
yeah, but it's Kevin Costner. So
Yeah, directed by Kevin Costner too.
yeah.
He did not write it, which is the movie. It's really to me. I think this movie would be awesome today if they made it, but there's a lot of actors in it that just don't fit the role and the dialogue. I mean, the movie's long, man. It's like unnecessarily long.
I saw this a long time ago. It's like post-apocalyptic, right?
Yeah. So the synopsis of it is: a nameless drifter dons a postman's uniform and bag of mail as he begins a quest to inspire hope to the survivors living in a post-apocalyptic America.
Why is he in a postman costume?
Well, in the movie, he basically escapes this non-volunteer army, basically, and so they're forcing everyone to be in this army. And he escapes and finds refuge in a car. And in the car, he finds the outfit and the mail bag. And for some reason, he just grabs it and starts walking. And he gets treated really well by little villages because they think he's the postman. They try to sleep with him. They try to feed him. They try to do all this stuff.
Oh, wow.
It's really weird.
I didn't know.
I saw at least some of this a long time ago, and I don't really remember anything about it. I feel like there was one scene where he was like in some sort of a, abandoned building running around, maybe shooting at people or getting shot at.
The actors in it, you got Will Patton, you got Olivia Williams, you have Tom Petty, you got Giovanni Ribisi.
Tom Petty?
Yeah, Tom Petty's in it.
Oh, wow.
The late Tom Petty, yeah. And then a bunch of 90s actors, basically. And the movie itself is just, it actually, what it reminded me of, it had that drawn out feel like Dances with Wolves, but it wasn't as impactful.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
That does make sense. I can't imagine it would be as impactful as Dances with Wolves.
Yeah, because I mean, that's some people regard that movie as like the best movie ever.
So was he called? Was there some tie into how the postman like always delivers no matter the weather, rain, sleet, snow?
Well, I think what happened in the movie, basically, he dons the uniform. He uses the uniform in the bag of mail to trick a village to let him in. And
I got the mail.
Yeah, basically, he goes, I got letters.
At least something is still working.
And so it works out in his favor because they find one of the letters in the bag is actually to one of the people in the village. So everyone's dancing, and there was a great scene. Well, no, it was a great scene. They have like a party.
We got the mail.
Have you checked your credit score? Yeah.
No, let me see if I can find it. But like basically, they had this party, and the music they were playing is like 70s and 80s rock, but it's acoustic because they don't know.
Tom Petty was one of the villagers.
And,
he was like,
I bet it was
2, 3, 4.
Yeah, Come and Get Your Love. They do a cover in the background. I'm like, I've heard this song, but it's like folk almost. But what was interesting though was he leaves and he's like, "Oh, it's good. I got out of there alive." But then the general guy's after him because he heard through the grapevine that the postman is representing the United States. The United States is coming back, and the postman is the one that really started the movement and morale. And then all of a sudden, Kevin Costner shows up and there's 30 postmen doing his job, and he's like
delivering random letters to people.
And that's one thing I loved about this movie.
I don't understand how that is helpful though.
Well, whatever they're trying to say, the morale of it, people got reconnected with each other because now everyone.
They're sending letters to each other.
Yes, and so they're in the current state. Everyone's in his own little village, and they kill each other and they steal each other's stuff. And now it's like they're reconnected. But what's weird and I loved about this movie is they basically showed him doing like a couple scenes of him being lucky, and then it goes time goes forward, and all of a sudden what he did inspired in a whole region, and all these postmen, and it's almost like they're the underground railroad in a sense of transporting people and getting away from the general. And I'm like, and Kevin Costner just reaps all the benefits. He didn't really do anything.
He like delivered one letter.
He became like a legend. Like, oh, the postman. You should have seen him.
Man,
he spits in the eye of the general.
Sounds like a real winner. Postman from 1997.
Yeah, it was right after Waterworld, and I remember seeing Waterworld, and I like Waterworld a lot. And I thought I was gonna like this movie as much. If this movie was like 30 minutes shorter, it would have been a good movie. But
was it ahead of its time or?
I would say that, yeah, I mean, it was very adventurous if you're making this kind of movie. Same thing with Waterworld. I mean, it's a whole movie on water, except, you know, the ending, spoiler alert. And then I thought, again, if this was made today, it would have been great. It'd be a great movie.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe not, though, still. It just, the plot seems kind of bad.
It's probably still better than half of what's being cranked out.
Well, that might be true, actually. Yeah, that's fair point. Fair point.
Plus, I like seeing Kevin Costner on
Well, yeah,
screen.
Kevin Costner's good. He's fun. All right, Chris, what'd you watch?
I watched The Boss Baby, which was
Why did you do that?
because we could not decide on anything else. So
Okay.
we were flipping through everything, and there was nothing we agreed on.
You're going down the Oscar movies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. There you go. There you go.
That's a good reason right there.
Well, if it didn't win, it should have.
Well, Coco won.
Well, this isn't. Was it the same year?
Yeah.
No, it is.
It was this year. Boss Baby, right?
I didn't see Coco.
Okay.
So.
Well, whatever. Boss Baby. Was it good?
Boss
Was it
Baby,
bad?
it was PG-13, an hour and 37 minutes. I thought it was great. Alec Baldwin, Jimmy Kimmel's in it.
Other people.
Steve Buscemi is in it. But yeah, it's basically the plot.
Wait, is this a real plot or is this a Chris Appel
No,
plot?
this is a real plot off IMDb.com.
Okay, the real website.
Yes. It's a suit-wearing, briefcase-carrying baby pairs up with a 7-year-old brother to stop the dastardly plot of the CEO of Puppy Co. Basically, what the deal is puppies are getting too cute, and so people are getting disinterested in having babies, and they're more interested in having cute puppies instead of babies.
Oh.
So the Boss Baby is trying to like basically shut down Puppy Co. so that babies become cute again. Because apparently there's like a lot of babies in heaven. I'm assuming it was, but it's called Baby Corp. I don't know. So
Is this a true story?
I don't know, man.
Okay.
Based on true events.
Inspired by.
So anyway, but the reason I like it is because in the beginning they choose which babies go to a family and which babies go to management based on the fact if they can be tickled or not. And
so you love that.
yeah, because those not not because of that. I like it
There's
because
a theme of tickling.
you know I manage, and it's very funny that
Do you
all
tickle your employees?
no you don't. That's why if you're not tickled, you go to management.
Okay.
So, but there's so many nods to
Where
like,
do the babies come from in this movie?
I know it doesn't say.
Okay. All right.
So, but there's so many nods to like being a manager and like things that you have to do, which I do like on a daily basis. And it was kind of funny to see a movie that was all being done by a baby. I thought it was very funny.
You could relate.
Yeah, but basically he teams up with his brother and they try to stop. Their parents work for Puppy Co. So
How dare they?
yeah, they're trying to.
Well, you know, I actually saw this movie, and the thing that confused me the most about the premise of it, because the beginning opening sequence is showing where the babies come from,
Right.
and basically they divide them into.
Wait, where do they come from?
Well, they had like a conveyor belt system.
Right.
It's really weird.
In real life, is that what happens?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
All right. Man, you got a lot to learn, man.
Okay.
No,
Well,
but
teach me.
what's strange, and Chris, if you could answer this, at the very beginning, they basically have like it forks what kind of kid it is. They test it, and it's like if it tickles or not.
Right.
So, are those kids just die?
What?
Because they're boss babies, so like they never go down to earth. They never taken care of from a family.
Right.
Because basically, the ones that respond to the tickling, they get a family,
Right.
and these other children do not get a family.
Well, they go to management.
Yeah, they don't get a family. Though.
Well, they don't get a family, but they help run Baby Corp, which
They-
I'm not sure exactly what
I mean,
Baby
that's
Corp
hor-
does.
Is that
on a
not
daily-
horrible? Like they rob them of having a family?
What would keep you from just fake laughing? Be like, oh, ha, 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 ha.
Well, I don't think they
Please
know what's
send
going to
me.
happen. I mean, they're babies. you
Are
know?
they
Yeah, but
though? They're not babies. Because the baby, our idea of babies is, you know, they grow up and they tickle and they have a family. These aren't. They're not human anymore. Almost.
But also, if they're able to do management,
Yeah. No. They,
That's
yeah.
pretty high
They
level
they
of
do
intellect.
management right out the box. Like
They,
right when
they do. Yeah, they get a little
So-
suit and
a little, so,
a little Rolex.
So the boss baby is a management baby, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how does he end up with a family?
Well, he's sent down.
Yeah, it's a covert operation.
Yeah. He's sent down to try to stop Puppy Co. But
By
they
Baby
basically,
Corp.
but he arrives in a taxi. So I don't really get that. I guess the parents are just like, oh, here's a new baby without actually giving birth. to
Well,
it.
see, this is where I found
So
out
their view
because
of
I was
their view of babies
asking
is
these same
strange.
questions.
Yeah.
You know, what the premise of this is based off of like a book, and you know what the whole thing is or about what it basically is. The ending of it, you know, it's basically through the older brother's story.
Yeah, like just an exaggeration.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
it's not real.
Well, that's
Wait.
also a cartoon.
It's not real.
Well, no, because
Hold on, y'all really have me
no.
confused about-
I meant more of like it's like Toy Story. That's presented like as toys were real,
Right. Okay.
and then and it was proven where that one crazy guy gets attacked by the toys. Like that shows you they do exist when humans are moving around. But in this movie, this whole thing, you're like, oh, is this really going on, or is it not? But what it is, it's a memoir. What it really the core of the literature of it is like this guy wrote a story,
in the world of the movie,
and like, well, yeah, just basically making stuff up to explain what was happening to his emotions, like having a younger brother. He's no longer the only one in the family. And
the boss baby.
Yeah, I think it was geared. This movie seems to be geared more towards adults than it is children. I mean, at least for me. I mean, we laughed the entire way. I thought the humor was like not really kid humor at all. So I think if you're an adult and you will entertain the idea of watching a cartoon that's not anime, I think you'll enjoy this movie.
Boss baby. All right, check it out. And then you rented this?
I rented it off of. No, it was on Netflix for free.
Oh, sweet. Even better. Netflix for
Mhm.
free. Boss baby. If you want to learn where babies come from, check it out, because this is a documentary that teaches you a lot about life.
Much more interesting than the regular way.
And about love. All right, we're going to go to break. When we come back, I'm going to rewind the movie I saw this week. We're going to talk about giving away tickets to the Grand Theater. Remember, Tastefest. Comment on our Facebook or YouTube video for a chance to win tickets to Tastefest. And later in the show, we're going to play a game called Short Synopsis. So stick with us here on the Ticket Stub.
The Ticket Stub is brought to you in part by Movie Tavern, with 2 locations serving the greater Houston area. 18359 Tomball Parkway, just north of Willowbrook Mall, and 9630 FM 1960 Bypass West, across from Deerbrook Mall. The Ticket Stub is sponsored by Movie Tavern. Movie Tavern. Movies never tasted so good.
The Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service has been dedicated to educating Texans for over a century. In 1915, the Extension Program was established under the federal Smith-Lever Act to deliver university knowledge and agricultural research findings directly to the people. Ever since, AgriLife Extension programs have addressed the emerging issues of the day, serving diverse populations across the state. Texans turn to Extension for solutions in horticulture, agriculture, 4-H and youth, and family and consumer sciences. Extension agents respond not only with answers, but also with resources and services that result in significant returns on investment to boost the economy. Join us Fridays at 1 o'clock for the AgriLife Extension Hour.
Lone Star Boxer Rescue is a nonprofit organization serving Montgomery County and surrounding areas, dedicated to the health and well-being of the boxer breed. Lone Star Boxer Rescue is run and managed 100% by volunteers since 1999. Our main objective is to rescue, rehabilitate, and rehome boxers that come to us from many sources, including local animal shelters, owner surrenders, and strays. For more information about Lone Star Boxer Rescue, visit our website at lsbr.org.
A Lone Star Community Radio is ready for the summer. If you or anyone you know is looking for summer internship opportunities, the Lone Star Community Radio is a great place to grab the mic and be on the air. The Lone Star Community Radio offers a great opportunity to those interested in learning about the radio world all year round. Be an on-air personality, talk show producer, or YouTube, TV, podcast editor. Contact the station at info@irlonestar.com or call the station's message line at 936-647-3776.
We're back on the Ticket Stub, your favorite place for movie news and reviews. If you missed the first 2 segments, we did Eat, Pray, Love plot predictions. And we also started our rewinds of the movies we've seen over the last week. We want to remind you that we are live every Thursday on 104.5 and 106.1 FM in the Conroe area, worldwide on irlonestar.com. irlonestar.com/TTS will link you to all of our social media and everything you need to know about the show. Also, we're live on Facebook Live and YouTube Live right now. So if you're hearing us on the radio or irlonestar.com, go ahead and hop over on Facebook, Ticket Stub Podcast, and watch. You can watch us live right now. And also, if you comment on the Facebook Live or the YouTube Live, then you'll be entered for a chance to win tickets to Tastefest, $50 value that include 2 free adult beverages here in the Conroe area. That is a good deal. We're going to continue on. So Chris already talked about Boss Baby. Dick talked about The Postman from 1997. I watched a movie this week that is called The Perfect Bid, The Contestant Who Knew Too Much, which is from 2017. It is a documentary. I saw it. It was advertised on Amazon, and so I rented it. It is directed by C.J. Wallace, who, as far as I could tell, was pretty much an unknown director or hadn't done anything of much note. Basically, the plot for The Perfect Bid is a guy named Theodore Slauson is a Price is Right fanatic who is also a whiz at math. He studies the show to memorize repeat product prices and becomes a Price is Right wizard. That's what I
This
said.
is true.
True story, documentary.
Wow.
Story tracks his attending the shows, winning prizes, and having someone steal credit for his genius. So basically, the show is a lot about The Price is Right and kind of the history of the show, which is interesting. It's got interviews with Bob Barker, some of the other people on the show. It shows some footage of Drew Carey doing an interview later on. But it's this guy Theodore, and he just loves The Price is Right. But what he realized was that
Why is Kevin Pollak in it?
I don't know that he was
He's credited, and that's what I'm asking.
I don't know that he was a substantial part of it. He may have said something, or I don't remember him really being a part of it.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He's a great impressionist, by the way.
But so basically what Theodore Slauson realized, he started watching the show a lot, and he realized that they would, a couple weeks apart, have the same exact product on there.
Mm-hmm.
And so he started making these like ridiculous Excel spreadsheets. He came up with this little computer program that would quiz him on the prices of things so he could train and study.
What year was this?
So this started, it comes up to almost present, like, into the early 2010s. But it started like, I think in the 90s maybe is when he kind of really got going. He was a teacher, and so he would spend the summer watching it every day. He would record it and watch it during the year. He went like a total of 37 times to The Price is Right live in person. Crazy part is he lived in like Sacramento, and Price is Right films in LA. So he would have to do these trips like over the summer on his days off, where he'd go like 3 or 4 days in a row. You have to camp out hours in advance to get in. He got to know the producers. He became kind of famous on the show. He would be in the audience when he wouldn't get selected. He didn't get selected until he'd been on like 20 times in person.
Wow.
But he'd be in the audience, and he would yell these prices out, and they'd be exactly on. And Bob Barker started kind of like knowing him, and they would respond. He had some airtime where he would get responded to by Bob Barker. As far as the film goes, it's 72 minutes long. It's an hour and 12
Oh, that's perfect.
minutes. No, it needed to be 90. It really did. I'm not joking, because here's the deal. This whole plot is setting up this guy, who he is, all this other stuff. And then it kind of delivers like the actual plot with like 5 minutes left. With 5 minutes left, you realize that someone else who won because they were listening to Theodore's advice, that guy claimed credit for doing exactly what Theodore did, which is that guy said he was the one who had studied it, quizzed himself, all this other stuff, because he hit the showcase showdown perfectly right on to the exact dollar. And it was because he heard Theodore yell it. But the way they edited it, it made it seem as if this guy just knew.
Oh, wow.
So then he claims credit for being the guy. But they don't introduce that whole wrinkle until like 5 minutes are left in the movie, and you barely hear anything about it. So it's basically just this Slauson guy who's kind of a little bit boring, a little bit weird, and I feel like there was just, I don't know. My theory is that something happened while they made this movie. Like they ran out of money, or the director quit, or I don't know what was the deal, but it just stopped. It's going at kind of a good documentary pace. And then in the last 5 minutes, like 30 things happen, and then it's over. The other thing I'll say is that the editing was very poor, I would say. It felt choppy. It kind of hopped back and forth a lot. It was kind of hard to follow at times. And the thing they did, which I thought was corny, was one guy would be doing an interview, and they'd mention another guy, and it would cut to an audio-less, video file of that other person talking, and then just cut right back to the other guy. It's like, in case you forgot, here's who we're talking about. It felt weird. When I saw it on Amazon, I was excited. It seemed really cool and interesting. We all remember watching The Price is Right, maybe when you're sick or over the summers or whatever.
Did you see that video where Drew Carey got tackled by that lady?
No.
Yeah, he falls down. She like tries to like hug him, and they just take a header like off the stage. It's recent. It's
really
funny, yeah.
Well, Drew Carey's in this. He seems very like angry about the whole situation. And apparently The Price is Right has done some things where this will never happen again, because I think they kind of cheat now. And Slauson is sworn off The Price is Right. He doesn't approve anymore. But anyways, it was interesting for the Price is Right aspect. Overall, probably not a well-made movie. And I feel like it didn't really deliver on what I was hoping for. Again, another 15 minutes would have probably helped them bring the controversy a little bit more into the scene. So anyways, that is The Perfect Bid, Contestant Who Knew Too Much, which is for rental on Amazon right now. Check it out if that sounds interesting to you.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Well, you motioned like you had something to add. Okay, we're gonna move on to short synopsis. This is a game where I will give Chris and Dick each an IMDb synopsis of a movie. Kind of short phrases at a time. First one to guess the movie wins. So because of Deadpool, in honor of Deadpool 2 coming out this weekend, this will be Ryan Reynolds' theme. So rack your brain for Ryan Reynolds movies.
So how do we buzz? How do we buzz?
I think you just say it. Just
say it.
Yeah, just yell the movie.
You're all about that buzz. There's only 2 of us, man. So one of us is going to speak first.
Chris is all about that buzz.
You know.
Where's your little deal?
Where's your squeak toy?
I had to give it back to the cat.
The cat was demanding.
Yeah.
You do not mess with the cat. I think you could just say it. So I'll just do it kind of short phrases at a time. And first one to guess it will win the point, and we'll just kind of see who can win.
And these are Ryan Reynolds movies.
Yes, all are Ryan Reynolds movies spanning from like early 2000s to last year.
Okay, how many are we gonna do?
We're gonna do several. I have a bunch.
And what does the loser have to do? We need to set this up, guys.
How about the loser gets to assign? The winner assigns the loser one of these films that they have to watch. One of these Ryan Reynolds movies.
For next week?
Yeah, that's fair.
Week.
Yeah, for next week.
For next week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whichever one they think would be the.
Now, you got a computer in front of you. So I'm just going to trust that you're not cheating.
Yeah.
I do not have one.
Okay. Well, good.
Wait, so if I was moving around typing stuff, that's
if you just like had his IMDb pulled up, would probably be the easiest way to cheat. So don't do that. Okay, so here we go. Ryan Reynolds movies, a couple words at a time. First one to get it gets the U.S. truck driver working in Iraq. After an attack by a group of Iraqis, he wakes up, find he is buried alive.
I don't know the title of the movie. I don't know the title of the movie.
Oh, Trapped?
No.
Buried.
Buried is correct.
Oh my goodness.
Buried.
I just remember the PR campaign on that.
Buried from 2010. This is one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my entire life. I hated this movie.
Yeah, for claustrophobic, it was like a warning.
The whole
don't watch if seriously. I remember seeing that. Yeah.
Like the whole movie takes place inside the coffin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that one.
All right, Buried from 2010.
All right, I'm gonna write that down.
Here we go.
That's one for me.
Next movie, I'll keep score for you. But unless you want to just keep that movie in mind, maybe do a sign to Chris if he loses this. You better figure it out.
He's got to watch it in VR.
Here we go. Young employees at Shenanigans.
Waiting.
Yeah, that's right. Nice. Waiting from 2005. Young employees at Shenanigans Restaurant collectively stave off boredom and adulthood with their antics.
That's a good movie. I
love Waiting. Yeah. If you've ever waited tables and you haven't seen the movie Waiting, it feels like you're talking about management ringing true from Boss Baby. Waiting rings very true.
Yep.
If you've ever spent any time as a waiter. All right, a team of scientists aboard the International Space Station.
Green Lantern?
No, that's with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Life is correct from 2017. Team of scientists discover a rapidly evolving life form. That is trying to get its way to Earth. Good job. Dick's got 2. Chris has got 1.
Now, how many are there?
I got a bunch.
I got to know if I got to come back.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Accept
6,
defeat. It's over.
7. I got 7 more left, but I don't know if we have time for all that.
Let's just do 5.
5 more? Okay.
Yeah, because you do. Okay.
That's 8. That's an even number.
Okay,
we'll do 6 more because then that makes it odd. So one of you can for sure win. Okay, here we go. A political consultant tries to explain his impending divorce and past relationship.
Oh shoot! Oh, that movie's so stupid. Past
relationships to his 11-year-old daughter. Chris is coming up with blank stares.
I know.
Just go with it.
I know the actress is in it, and I know.
All right, we'll give it 3 seconds here. If no guess, we'll just call it a no point here.
It's not me before you, because that's what's coming to my mind. Hold on.
Well, we can't just have you say "hold on" forever.
All
right. Definitely maybe from 2008.
Oh yeah,
that's the one where he tells the story. I like that movie. That's like a guilty pleasure movie of mine.
Ugh.
Oh, okay. On your high horse over here.
Ugh.
Yeah. Postman, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that movie's horrible. I said that. That's a horrible movie.
Here we go. Most popular kid on campus.
Van Wilder.
That's correct.
Oh, boy.
Oh, meets a beautiful journalist who makes him realize he's afraid to graduate. Okay, here we go. Reckless test pilot.
Green Lantern.
Chris, you're getting left in the dust here, man.
Yeah.
Green Lantern from 2011. He finds an alien ring that bestows him with otherworldly powers.
Yeah.
All right, next up. A recently slain cop joins a team of undead police officers.
Oh, yeah. R.I.P.D.
R.I.P.D.
That's
That is
right.
correct. From 2013. R.I.P.D.
Yeah, Jeff Bridges. That movie's so awful.
All right, we got 3 more, Chris. If you run the table here, you can win. But if Dick wins 1 more, then we are done because it is 4-2.
R.I.P.D. dude. That
R.I.P.D.
movie's great.
See, okay, yeah, here we go. Yeah, definitely maybe sucks, but R.I.P.D.
No, that movie's horrible. R.I.P. is horrible.
All right, here we go. The world's top bodyguard.
Hitman's Bodyguard.
Yeah, from 2017. Hitman's Bodyguard. Dick, you just rewound that one.
I keep thinking it's the Assassin's Bodyguard.
Oh, no. All right, 2 left. Chris, you got to run the table here. Dave is a married man with 3 kids and a loving wife. And Mitch is a single man.
Oh, The Switch.
Nope.
No. It's not The Switch.
We already guessed.
Who is at the prime of his
Yeah, I know who's
sexual
that
life.
movie. Yeah, I don't know the movie title.
Yeah.
One fateful night, while Mitch and Dave are peeing in a fountain, lightning strikes.
Yeah.
And they
I know
switch
which movie
bodies.
this is.
All right, you have 3 seconds to guess, Chris. This is everything on the line here.
Trading Places 2.
No, the change up.
Oh,
From
that's right.
2011, the change up.
That's right.
All right, and just for fun, here's my last one. A likable guy pursues his office crush
The Proposal.
with the help of his evil talking pets.
Oh, not The Proposal.
But things turn sinister when she stands him up for a date. I don't think anybody besides me in the world saw this movie. It's called The Voices from 2014.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see that one?
Yeah.
Chris, you need to watch The Voices.
That was like a dark
Okay.
comedy. Though.
Oh, so
That was
dark. I think you would like it. I don't know. It's very strange, very dark, but it seems kind of something that maybe you'd be into. Dick had 4, Chris had 3.
Yeah.
All right, Dick, what movie are you gonna assign Chris to watch this week?
It's either going to be between R.I.P.D. or definitely maybe. I don't know. How about let's do?
Well, we got Eat, Pray, Love coming up. So
yeah, we won't do that. We'll do R.I.P.D.
R.I.P.D.
There it is.
R.I.P.D.
Oh, man, you're
Okay.
in trouble.
No
man.
idea how that is available, but I'm
I'm
sure.
actually interested in seeing that.
Well, there.
Good.
Hey, it's a win-win.
Yeah.
It's got Jeff Bridges, right?
Yeah, it's almost like Seventh Seal with Jeff Bridges. Great.
Seventh Son.
Oh no.
Or is that? I thought it was Seventh Seal.
I think it's
Seventh Son.
Yeah.
Seventh Son.
Yeah.
Jay Baruchel, is he in that one? Is that the same?
I don't know.
Man, who knows? Who
You're the
cares?
7th son of the 7th son. I saw that one. That was a terrible.
It's kind of like
I've seen so many
R.I.P.D.
stupid. I've seen so many stupid movies.
Great.
Kind of R.I.P.D. is kind of like a Men in Black ripoff.
I think it's I think it's a Men in Black, but they're dead instead of aliens. So it seems kind of like something.
I
like
just understand Jeff Bridges when he talks.
well, he got into this.
It's almost like he had a stroke. We don't know about it.
Yeah, his thing is he
because-
mumbles now.
Yeah, like I think he had a stroke and he just won't tell anybody.
Maybe so. And every movie he's been in, it's kind of like
Because that Seventh Son movie, awful. Like especially when you're
Bad.
trying to explain background to like a fantasy world.
Mhm.
You go, he's the one explaining it to you. You're like, wait, what? I had to put the subtitles on for that movie.
Wait, say
Oh, wow.
what? What if the subtitles were just like mumbled words? All right. Well, hey, I think we're going to run to one more break. We're going to come back and we will talk about giving away tickets to the Grand Theater as well as Tastefest. We're going to talk about things that we've got coming up later in the week and month. So stick with us here on the Big Stub.
The Ticket Stub is brought to you in part by Movie Tavern, with 2 locations serving the greater Houston area, 18359 Tomball Parkway, just north of Willowbrook Mall, and 9630 FM 1960 Bypass West, across from Deerbrook Mall. The Ticket Stub is sponsored by Movie Tavern. Movie Tavern. Movies never tasted so good.
Listen in Mondays at noon to hear Conroe news from local nonprofits, businesses, upcoming events, Conroe Park events, news stories, and information that matters to you with your host, Margie Taylor of Taylorized PR. For more information about being a guest, visit irlonestar.com/Conroe Culture.
We're back on the Ticket Stub, sponsored by the Movie Tavern. Movies never tasted so good. If you're just tuning in on the radio, online, or on our Facebook or YouTube Live, you need to go back and listen to the rest of the show, either on the podcast form or on video. You can watch us do the whole show. We've played a game called Short Synopsis, where Dick narrowly beat Chris and assigned him RIPD to watch.
Yeah, I was real scared of that comeback.
Hey,
shaking in his boots.
Hey, I got one after he said that, so you probably were a little nervous.
I thought you were going to maybe do it, but you couldn't get the change up. You just couldn't quite come through with that.
I feel like that movie came out when The Switch came out, and it had the same actor in it, so they like.
Remember that game we played with the double take?
That was one. Yeah,
yeah. I don't think that was in that, but it was the exact same thing where it was like 1 year, 2 movies about guys switching bodies, and it was like the exact same type thing.
It was a good movie though.
It wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I didn't see either of them.
Crap.
All right, well, our grand ticket giveaway winner, based on response on Twitter, is Aaron Donahoe for commenting on our question of the week. We've got a question for this coming week. Again, Deadpool, kind of a Deadpool-themed episode. In Deadpool comics, I found this out doing a little research. In the Deadpool comics, what group of important public figures get resurrected and then killed again by Deadpool? So this is in the Deadpool comics, not the Deadpool movie. So you got to maybe do a little research here. There's an important group of public figures who all get resurrected into kind of some semi-zombie, and then Deadpool proceeds to kill them again. So let us know, tweet at us, or message us on Facebook, email at theticketstubpodcast@gmail.com for a chance to win 2 tickets to the Grand Theater Movie Tavern, and we'll announce that next week. For Tastefest, again, we want people commenting favorite part of the show on either the Facebook Live or YouTube Live. We'll announce that over social media as far as who gets those 2 tickets. And we'll be giving away 2 more tickets each week, next week and then the following week for the Tastefest, which is on June 7th, I believe. And movies we're going to watch. So, Chris, we already know what you're going to watch this week.
Yeah, RIPD.
R to the I to the P to the D. Dick, what about you, man?
Dante's Peak.
Nice.
Okay, we talked about that a few episodes ago on the Double Take, where it was Volcano.
It's on streaming. I forgot what service, but I saw it and I was very interested to see Pierce Brosnan again.
Okay, so it's not Tommy Lee Jones, it's Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah.
Kind of topical with Hawaii right now, too.
That's what I figured.
Yeah, okay, maybe a little too soon almost. And I'm gonna watch Deadpool 2. So that's my commitment, and I'm gonna come back. It's getting good reviews. You know, it seems like people are receiving it well. So I'm hopeful that it can live up to at least be on par with the first one. The marketing campaign makes it seem like the tone is going to be pretty similar. So we'll see how all of that does. And everybody, we will be watching Eat, Pray, Love together in a couple of weeks. We'll be rewinding it, a group rewind of Eat, Pray, Love.
I'm starting to think it's not about vampires.
Are you?
Yeah,
man. Sometimes the truth can hit you like a ton of bricks.
I know.
It might not be about Morticia and Van Helsing,
right?
But hey, maybe.
Well, you never know.
You don't know. We have
some of the listeners probably already know.
I feel like a lot of people are pretty confident. But Chris, go in with an open mind, man. And who knows? I hope maybe next week you'll bring us some more clips from
probably not, but you never know.
You know, that did throw me off. Like I didn't know it was you until he said it. And I was like, oh, that does sound like him.
Chris, what was your best case scenario? What was our reaction to that in your mind?
I thought you thought it was funny.
I thought the second clip was better. I will say that.
Okay.
The second clip was better.
Literally, I did that in 5 minutes.
I think like the second clip had a lot more fun to it. The first clip, I mean, I guess you have to have that to set up the second clip.
It was a setup about our mouth. We were making jokes about our mouth.
I know, you incorporated it. I appreciate it.
I
appreciated the DVD.
It was a nice little callback.
Do it again. Do it again.
I appreciated the callback. Okay, so Aaron Donahoe, congrats on the tickets. Again, comment on YouTube, Facebook to win tickets to Tastefest. We'll be talking about how you can win more tickets to that in the coming week. We got to, just stick with us and watch Eat, Pray, Love, because it's always more fun when you know what we're talking about and the stuff. I'm sure it'll be a lot of making fun. So join in on the joke. Eat, Pray, Love. Remember, rate, comment, leave a review on our podcast. Tell a friend about the show so we can keep growing it. Signing off on the Ticket Stub. My name is Connor on behalf of Chris and Dick. We'll see you next week on the Ticket Stub.